How are we, lads? ProEnzo, Vidz, CJ Moxley. Alright, we're just walking in now for the Dragons and the Bulldogs come back. The atmosphere! The crowd is electric! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 97 for your Wednesday night, August 2nd, 2023. Hope you guys are all doing well tonight. And as always, I am joined by ProEnzo Vidz. ProEnzo, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, Brian, I'm doing well, actually. I'm going pretty well myself. I hope you all too. But yeah, no, it should be a good show tonight. Obviously some changes, but, you know, I think the podcast is still going in a good direction. So let's make episode 97 a good show tonight. Only 3 away from the big 100.
Yeah, no, it's a big show tonight. Obviously, CJ Moxley has departed ways in a good, in a good matter, in a obviously personal and off the field reasons behind that. So we wish CJ all the best, and we know he's watching tonight. So hello, CJ. Hello to the chat. Yeah, we're getting close to episode 100, and that's going to be a big event when we get to that. Hello to the live chat. Hello to SS Storm fan, Josh Rebedos 2023, Jason Reader, Liam Pritchard, Hosea XCI, Cody Games PlayStation, CJ, William Pearson. Hello to everyone that's arriving. Yeah, hope you guys are all doing well tonight. And as always, guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to my channel and ProEnzo Vidz's if you haven't already. The link to his channel as well is in the description box down below. So make sure to like and subscribe to us. We would really appreciate that. It means a lot. But ProEnzo Vidz, without further ado, we might as well get straight into it.
Yeah, bro, let's go. I'm keen for it.
And there's plenty of news to talk about. And the first thing I want to talk about tonight, let's have a chat about the announcement that was just announced about 2 hours ago. We knew about it about 2 weeks ago. The Cowboys picking up Jake Clifford on I believe it's a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Do you like the signing? I know Clifford was a Cowboy junior. He went to Newcastle, then he went to Hull, back to the Cowboys. Do you like the signing?
I think he's there for depth, like for now. I think like he's had some off moments, I feel like, in his career. Like he hasn't been that player that has been talked as to be. But I think over the Super League, he sort of has found that passion and that drive to be a good player again, I feel like. And you know, I think his time since being in the Super League, he will come back a better player, a bit more of the player that he was always talked as to be. You know, people will say it's not the best signing, and I don't agree. I think it's actually a decent signing for the Cowboys. You know, he'll be there for depth only, obviously, but maybe when Townsend retires, you know, he will be that next number 7 for the Cowboys or something, or Dean the halfback and maybe Clifford the 5'8". I'm not too sure, but it's a 1-year deal, so it's nothing more than depth at the moment. But no, he'll do a job. He knows the place, knows the club, so I don't mind it.
Yeah, look, I know there's been a few rumors about him, you know, replacing Townsend and Townsend moving on. I just can't see that happening. I just can't.
Not
I
yet.
think Chad will see out his contract. Yeah, I think he might be a bit of depth for now. He's a talented player. He's only 25 years of age too, so he's at a really good age, and I think him coming back home to the Cowboys is it's only going to be good for him, in my opinion. So, look, it's not the biggest signing, or it's not the greatest pickup by any means, but he'll do a job. Like, he'll come in, and I think he'll play during the Origin period a fair bit and whatnot. So, look, not a bad pickup. He wouldn't have cost a lot of money either. So,
No.
not a bad move from the Cowboys. Now let's move on to your boys, Manly. obviously the news of Josh Alloway out for the remainder of the season, and
Yeah.
obviously Pasaka's not going to be there either. I know Manly are still a chance on making the top 8 and whatnot, and I believe they're a chance. But how big of a loss is Josh Alloway going to be to Manly's 4-pack?
Oh yeah, I mean he's had a good year so far. I feel like I think there's been some games where he hasn't been as big, but I think for most of the time and most of 2023 he's been good. Losing for sec is already huge because he's been probably our best forward all year, apart from Jake, I'd say. And obviously he goes forward for us and brings impact. So losing Paseka and Aloye both together, that's some huge blows for us and for our forward pack. So I think for the rest of the year, like guys like Sipley, Bullimore, Lodge, they all need to aim up every week and do their job. So it'll be tough to make finals without those sort of players and Aloye especially. But hopefully we can somehow scrape away into the 8 and still get like wins and stuff from now to the end of the year. So it won't be easy, but I think we can do it. I think we can still do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And look, I think the Manly's depth will be tested now. So I want to see Matt Lodge just go crazy, man. He's been good for Manly ever since he's arrived.
Oh, yeah.
He's been very good for the Seagulls. I'm really interested to see how Ethan Bullimore goes. If he gets more minutes, he's got a point to prove. I've always been a fan of his. I don't like it when he plays in the back row. He's a good middle forward, man. So, yeah, obviously Lodge and Bullimore, the guys I'm looking at. Obviously, Sipley needs to stand up as well. But I feel sorry for Jake Jaboyevich now because he's going to have to do a lot more than what he normally would, which can be a good thing as well for Jake Jaboyevich. But you don't want him to be doing way too much work, do you?
Yeah, because Jake's not that player that will do everything for the team. Like obviously he's a great team player and does his role really well, but he can't do more than one thing. So it's gonna be tough for just him being there individually and himself. So that's why I hope guys like Lodge, Sipley, Bullimore, even Kepi, they all stand up the next couple of weeks and do a job as well.
Well, I think it'll also prove how much these front rows are worth it, Manly. Like if they all stand up, when their contract runs out, are they going to be asking for more dollars because of, they stood up when times were tough? And I think a guy like Matt Lodge is worth decent money if he continues to step up the way he is. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there with Matt Lodge and if Manly can keep going with all the injuries in the front row. Now on to some big news that we learnt last night. The NRL judiciary. Jeez.
Wow.
They've come down hard, haven't they? Valentine Holmes will miss 4 games. Jack DeBellin will miss 4 games. I don't know where to begin. I went on a rant last night on Instagram. I went on a huge rant off air. Valentine Holmes, we'll get into it. I'd love to know your view on this. I know he did it to Mitchell Moses, which was all chess, but he ended up getting fined. What'd you make of it? The Val Holmes shot on Jaden Campbell. Was 4 weeks the right call?
I wouldn't have gone that far. Like, I wouldn't have gone 4 weeks. I'll be honest, I think it's worth a suspension, but not for that long, though. I personally, I think it's more of a, 1 to 2 weeks sort of thing, I feel like. I think 4 weeks is an over-exaggeration, and maybe because he challenges it, maybe that's why they've added that 4 weeks to it. I'm not too sure. But it's unlucky because I think he's out for the rest of the regular season for the Cowboys too. So it'll be tough now for the Cowboys without him and Nanai too. So, and that's some key players to your team. So hopefully the Cowboys can pull through somehow because that's tough. And, I think Holmes copping that much is, a bit unnecessary. So, I think he was a bit robbed off the amount of games he's going to miss now.
It hurts because Nanai is an Origin second rower, and Valentine Holmes is the best center in the NRL. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Scott Drinkwater's going to have to do more than what he normally would. Dearden's going to have to stand up. Kyle Felt's coming into the team this week. Kyle Felt always gets up for the Broncos game.
He does.
Man, he's going to need a huge game. He's going to everyone's gonna have to stand up. So look, it's hard. Like the Cowboys are not a one-man team, but fuck, big losses, man, big losses.
Like just key players to your squad. Like Nano has obviously found his best again after a slow start to the year. Holmes a bit the same, slow start to the year, but finally he's like form from last year again. So yeah, you got to hope your depth aims up from here to the end of the year.
Look, this is gonna sound very biased, but this is how I truly feel. Valentine Holmes shouldn't have even been suspended.
You reckon? Wow.
Should have been let off free. A
Really?
fine at best. Bro, I got so many problems with it. So, first problem, Jaden Campbell was falling. He was absolutely falling into the tackle. He had already lost the ball. Valentine Holmes cannot possibly slow down at that speed, coming out of the line looking for a big shot. Campbell's knocked the ball on before he's even been hit, and he was falling. Val Holmes gets him a little bit high. Yes, I can live with a penalty. I could probably even live with 1 week, but to get 4 weeks for that is absolutely ridiculous. And I'll tell you what makes me even more mad, Lorenzo. This absolutely infuriates me. Valentine Holmes does this big shot. Jaden Campbell doesn't even go off the field for a HIA.
That's the issue. Yeah, that's the issue.
That's my problem.
Yeah,
That's my problem. Unbelievable.
Well, yeah, because I think if it was that bad, I think Campbell should have went to the went off for a bit because of the HIA. He should have supposedly gotten, but yeah, no, it's a bit weird by the refereeing and the officiating there.
The bunker is the main problem.
Yeah, the bunker, very confusing.
If Jaden Campbell left the field, went for a HIA, failed, then I would have been fine with the suspension. I would have lived with it. But mate, Campbell had no concussion. He had no symptoms of a concussion. Didn't even go and get tested. Mate, Kalen Ponga had a incident on the weekend against the Canberra Raiders. That was nothing compared to what happened to Jaden Campbell. Yet Ponga was gone for a HIA because of his history. Yeah. What happened to Jaden Campbell was worse than what happened to Kalen Ponga on the weekend. That mid-air collision he had.
Yeah, I think another reason why it's like this is why it's happening is because I think every time a shoulder goes to the head or any high contact above the chest, it's like instant suspension. It's just how the game is now, sadly.
It's just ridiculous, bro, because now we're going to have to suffer with it. We've got to go 4 weeks now without the best center in the NRL, absolutely carved up at State of Origin. It's ridiculous. Now we got to rely. Oh, we're going to have to grind out these wins, man. Like we got some. Look, we have a fairly good run, but no game's easy anymore. We saw on the weekend, like the Cowboys won 6 in a row. Then we lost to the Titans. I mean, that's how crazy the comp is.
Yeah, well, anything can happen. So nothing's set in stone for the top 8. So
no way.
Battle.
I saw a post today on the Townsville Bulletin. They're like, with Val Holmes being out for 4 weeks, can the Cowboys still make the top 4? And I'm like, you should be writing, can we still make the top 8?
Yeah,
top 8's what I care about. Fuck the top 4.
The
top 4 can get fucked at the moment. I want to make the 8, not the 4, because at the moment, top 8 is the goal. Top 4 can sort itself out later on. I want to make the 8 first.
Yeah, I think for me, I think the top 4 is already locked in personally. I know it's not like, all locked in, but I think it's just about locked in for me anyway. But yeah, I think from 5th, like I said, from 5th to 11th, said this the other night, 5th to 11th, it's very open. So
Canberra aren't even safe.
No. I don't trust them one bit, actually.
I don't trust Canberra either. But the Valentine Holmes suspension, do you think 4 weeks is ridiculous?
Yeah, it's a bit of an over-exaggeration, especially when Campbell didn't go off at all for any HIA symptoms. So, yeah, personally, I would have given him 1 to 2 weeks, but 4 weeks is a bit of a push, I think.
I think 1 week would have been okay. But I'll tell you the last thing I'll say on this, and you might have a laugh at this. There was this guy in the NRL judiciary. His last name was O'Toole, right? So he sounds like a complete fucking O'Toole. This cunt. You know what he said?
What?
He was comparing the Val Holmes shot on Campbell similar to the Sevo one.
What's so different? That's
They're
you
nothing
can't, you
alike.
can't do that.
They're nothing
Can't
alike.
do that.
Imagine comparing a different case with the one that happened on the weekend. Like,
It's
they're
so
nothing
different too. I
They're
think
nothing
I think Steve-O's was like more intentional. Like it was
Yeah,
actually
it
more,
was.
more intent there. And
Yeah,
yeah, the
that's true.
Holmes one was a bit more accidental.
Yeah, he couldn't slow down in that speed. Like, what the hell's he meant to do? And Campbell was falling. That didn't help.
Yeah, that's another thing as well.
Anyway, I'm still mad about it. It's just ridiculous. How about the Jack de Belin one? Now, Jack de Belin, me and you got a different view on this, I think.
Yeah.
Jack de Belin got 4 weeks for a hip drop. For me, I wouldn't have even gave Jack de Belin a week off. I would have let him off free as well.
I think like I think first of all, it's not an awful. Like, I've seen worse tackles. Like it's not a terrible and disgusting tackle, but I still think at the end of the day he had a chance not to, I guess, be part of that tackle where it injured Tuipulotu. I think because now Tuipulotu's out for a month with that MCL, so that's probably why it's like okay, it's serious and we have to suspend him for that long, which I don't agree with. Like 4 weeks for him, but I think like a bit like Holmes, 1 to 2 weeks would do for me. I think just because he's still injured a player and still, putting himself in a position where he exposed the knee of Tuipulotu, it's like, could have pulled out of that. And I think as well, de Belin has a loading as well, so it doesn't help him that much.
The loading part is a problem, and it needs to be sorted out by the judiciary. They need to review this whole judiciary at the end of the season. I don't care what anyone says. The de Belin one, look, for me, he was just making a tackle, and then it was an accident with what happened to Tuipulotu. I don't believe there was any intent there from de Belin to deliberately jump on his leg and injure him. It's obviously a shame what's happened to Tuipulotu. I hope he's okay. MCL injury, they're
Tough one, yeah.
They're usually 2 to 4 weeks, so it's a bit of a
Yeah.
blow there for Manly. Now, I have been watching this tackle since Saturday night when it happened. When it first happened, I absolutely lost my shit on Instagram when I was watching the game. I could not help but just lose it. And then I've been watching the tackle ever since then, and I'm still, after 5 days after that happened, I'm still trying to work out and understand why de Belin's been given 4 weeks. For me, it's just one of those unfortunate accidents where you end up in a tackle and he's unfortunately got injured, and it's just sometimes that's just how it goes. Now, I don't even think it was a hip drop either. I really don't.
No, it wasn't that. No way.
The fact that the NRL have charged him for a hip drop is laughable.
Yeah.
You know what it
wasn't
reminded me
his
of,
fault.
Lorenzo? Reminded me of remember on Good Friday, I think it was might have been Jacob Preston. He got sin bin for a hip drop, and it wasn't even a hip drop. He got bin
Oh, I
for it,
remember that. Yeah, I remember.
and I couldn't believe what I was watching. This was extremely similar, in my opinion, except the only difference is Tuipulotu's ended up with a bad injury. Now, look, if de Belin got a week for it, then whatever, move on. But
Yeah, that'd be
4
fine.
weeks for something that was an accident, there was no intent. It wasn't even a hip drop as well. It's laughable. It really is laughable for me.
Yeah, look, I think the part of 4 weeks is a bit too much, I feel like, as well. But I think
Yeah,
just
too far.
because he had a duty of care, and I think everyone does as a player, I think just, he deserves a suspension either way. But look, I think most people, like the media, are just over exaggerating how bad it is because it's not awful, but it's
Yeah, it's
not great. But yeah, I think the media are just being a bit too over dramatic about it.
I just I know what a hip drop is. When you see a hip drop, you know what a hip drop is straight away. I watched the DeBellin tackle. I don't see a hip drop in there at all. I just don't.
Yeah, it's not a hip
It's
drop,
tough.
but yeah, it's a bit
It's a tough
dangerous as
one for
well.
Jack DeBellin and the Dragons. But anyway, got to move on. Now, I want to talk about a certain player here who I think has had a phenomenal season. And I think he should be the front row of the season because obviously with the Dally M's now, it's a 13-man Dally M, so it's pretty much two players in each position.
Yeah.
This guy for me is in career best form, and I think he's having an unbelievable season. In my opinion, Aden Fanil-Blake should be the Dally M prop of the year. And Lorenzo, I think Fanil-Blake should win the prop of the year. I think this season he has been exceptional. I think he has really led the Warriors forward pack to the next level. The Warriors are in the top 4. They're looking like they're going to finish top 4. They're playing really well. Personally, Lorenzo, I think Fanil-Blake deserves to be Dally M prop of the year. Do you agree with this, or would you consider someone else?
Well, I can't think of who's been much better than Fanil Black. I think obviously people will say it's Harpenny and Haas and Fisher Harris's, but I don't think they've been better than Fanil Blake in most games. I feel like I think Fanil Blake's been a big part of the reason why Warriors have succeeded this year. I dare say it's Fanil Blake's best season since 2019 at Manly when he was really, really good back then as well. So probably Fanil Blake's best year at the Warriors too since he joined the club. And no, he's just getting better every game, it feels like. So I think, yeah, him getting prop of the year is probably something that wouldn't shock me at all if he got it, to be honest.
Like, I think it was last year, Fanil-Blake had a fairly good season in a very mediocre, up and down Warriors team. I think right now, Fanil-Blake's the best prop in the competition. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone even close to him. I know Payne Haas is probably the next best, but Fanil-Blake's doing stuff on the field that, NRL fans don't see a lot. Doing a lot of the his leadership, the way he's leading that forward pack with his actions. He's standing up, and he's become a real role model at the Warriors. I think Fanil-Blake just deserves a massive rap for what he has done this season at the Warriors. And he ain't finished yet. The Warriors are closing in on a top 4 finish, which is going to be absolutely outstanding for the Warriors. And it's going to be great for New Zealand Rugby League as well, trying to get the game to grow and make it better in New Zealand. I think Fanil-Blake, prop of the year, I think it's an absolute no-brainer for me. And look, the Warriors themselves, look, we all know how good they are. We don't want to pump up their feathers too much because you don't want to put the put the mocker on them. But Fanil-Blake, mate, what a player.
Oh yeah, I think like you said, I think his influence for the Warriors has been a big part of the reason why they've been so good this year. And I think his recognition deserves to be shown. Like apart from Sean Johnson, he's been their best player all year, I'd say. So AFB to be playing this good, it's good to see. And no, look, he's I think he's top 3 prop, if I'm being honest, or maybe higher.
100%, 100%. Now onto the Sharks.
Oh no!
Oh, the Sharks! What a disaster! They are in free fall, Lorenzo. The Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. They were in third, I think, after round 18 or 19. They are hanging on by a thread, and they have just lost their fullback, Will Kennedy, for the next probably 2 to 3 weeks.
Ouch.
Are the Sharks going to be able to survive this? Can they hang on to the top 8? For me, they are in all sorts.
Look, the Sharks are just, I don't know what's happened to them. Their drop-off's been really bad. I think since Manly game, they've been really exposed as well. Yeah. Actually, no, the Warriors game, that's where the Warriors exposed the Sharks badly. And
killed them.
Yeah, they killed them in New Zealand. And we went to Cronulla. And even though we nearly lost the game, we still led 30-0 against the Sharks at their own home ground. So you got to think that's some sort of concern there. And obviously last week as well, again, losing another game, it's like Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the Sharks. I just can't see how they've dropped so far from being comfortable, knocked in for the 8. It felt like at one point to now being fighting for their place in the 8 now. So Fitzgibbon has some explaining to do, I feel like, but it's more the players as well. I think the players also need to be held at accountability for their performances and their drop-off so far. Obviously players like Moylan are losing to their touch. I feel like Wade Graham needs to retire, as it has been. Ever since Origin, I think Nico Hines has lost his form too, sadly. I think he just hasn't been the same player. And yeah, I don't know. They just haven't been, I guess, a team recently. So whatever's wrong with them, it's really concerning, you know?
I've got a bold call here.
What's that?
The Cronulla Sutherland Sharks are overrated.
You know what? I agree. Fair enough.
They're overrated.
Fair enough.
This reminds me of a couple of years ago. I think the Dragons had a really good start to the season, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and Ben Hunt was dropped. He had a bad Origin series and he got dropped, and he went back to the Dragons and he just wasn't the same. Couldn't get back in form. This is the same with the Sharks. This has got the Dragons of that. I can't remember what year it was. Might have been 2018. I think it was 2018. They just dropped off. I fell off a cliff at the back end. This has got that written all over it. The Sharks are in all sorts. Matt Moylan got dropped. Hasn't been seen since. Kennedy is now injured. Nico has been good, I guess, but not
great.
Not what he was, obviously. Their forwards are getting rolled easily. Their outside backs, Talakai, is not doing anything. Ramian has been very quiet. Like you said, Wade Graham needs to retire. There's just something not right there. And look, it's Craig Fitzgibbon's second season. I don't think he should be under any pressure. But in the off season, it's clear the Sharks need to go out and buy a 5'8" or something.
Oh, yeah, they do, because I don't think Moylan and Hines are going to work it going forward. I don't feel like, Moylan probably has to go to the Super League or retire because he's not at the pace of NRL level anymore. They've got Trindle, who's not that bad, but I don't know if Trindle is also the answer.
I'm sorry. Look, I love Trindle. I think he's got it all. I think he'll be a great player in a couple of years, but Trindle and Hines, it's not going to be a premiership winning halves combination. So they need to go look elsewhere. As crazy as this might sound, if I was the Sharks, I'd be inquiring about Luke Keary.
Whoa, Luke Keary, really?
Take some pressure off Nico Hines. Get Keary in the number 6 jersey at the Sharks. I know he's getting old as well, and he's got a bit of a concussion history, but I look at that Cronulla Sharks team. They've got the back line that can win a comp. They've got the forwards that can go very close to a comp. I mean, they were in the semis last year. They finished second last year, so they're definitely capable. If I had a better number 6 who can game manage a team, kick the ball very well, and take a bit of pressure off Nico Hines, I think the Sharks should look at Luke Keary. I think that would be a good thing for him. I reckon Keary's still got a good couple of years left in him. So if I was the Sharks, I'd be inquiring about Luke Keary and maybe offer him a 2-year deal.
Yeah, actually, that's a really interesting one because I don't believe Keary's bad at all, but it's just because I think the concussions have sort of slowed him down a bit as well. Like, haven't really made him, I guess, the same player as he once was. But he still does a job to this day, I feel like. And
the Roosters are killing him, bro. He's playing out of position at the Roosters. He's not. When I watch the Roosters and I watch Luke Keary's not in the right position where he should be. Like, he's defending on the wrong part of the field. He's whether he's too far wide or he's too short infield. He's for me, like, I'm watching Luke Keary. Defensively, he's not in the right spot. He should be back more or in more on certain parts of the field on where he's positioned. So, look, I think Luke Keary needs to get out of the Roosters and go to Cronulla.
Wow. Yeah, I could see it working. I mean, Keary and Hines together could be something special.
I like it. It'd work well, I think. I think it'd be a good combination. And if Nico could run the ball more as well, because Keary's a good game manager. He's good at that.
That's another thing too. Yeah, for sure.
Like, we've seen games this year, but the Sharks have looked fantastic when Nico Hines has ran the ball and been very dangerous and whatnot. He's scoring tries, setting them up. So it'll give him a bit more freedom to run the ball.
It will, yeah, yeah. Well, if it happens, I think Sharks are, still contenders at that point, but they need to find the right person for Hines. That's for sure. Warren isn't it.
100%. All right, last topic here, and then we'll move on to the game show. On Friday night, obviously it was Melbourne up against Parramatta down at Marvel Stadium there, and the Melbourne Storm bought some replica trophies, I believe it was, and they were celebrating the 2007 and 2009 premierships. Now, in 2007, the Melbourne Storm beat Manly in the grand final. I think it was 34-8. And in 2009, they beat the Eels 23-16. Melbourne were obviously over the salary cap. They were caught cheating, and they lost them premierships. And they had a big 25-year celebration the other night, and they weren't asked by the NRL. They chose on their own free will to celebrate those two comps that they cheated in. ProEnzo, as a Manly fan, you must be offended. Do you think this was a disgrace?
100%, 100%, because these are premierships that they won, but they're not, genuine premierships only because they cheated it, in the years they were playing and won those comps. Like, I don't think it's right for them to, come out and be like, these are our premierships, we deserve them. Well, no, they didn't because they cheated. They obviously were caught out for a reason, and they, did things that obviously is classified as cheating. So, the NRL made the right call to strip them off those premierships of 07 and 09. And, I think for any Manly fan like myself or even a Parramatta fan, they should be very offended by this because, that's obviously premierships that they're claiming that theirs, even though that doesn't even count anymore. So, obviously got caught out for cheating and doing a bad thing. So, it's disgusting by Melbourne. And for the Storm to be okay with it, it's really, quite kind of arrogant by the Storm management to acknowledge those premierships when they know themselves that they don't deserve them. So, well, look, it's a typical Melbourne thing too.
It's just unprofessional. And look, I know people are going to say, oh, but the 2007 and 2009 players that were there, they were there for the memories and they did all the hard work. Well, you know what? The other 15 clubs did the hard work as well. And honestly, the fact that they even had the audacity to go out there and celebrate that is ridiculous. If they celebrate it behind closed doors, then fair enough. But for them to go out there publicly, it's a really low act. It really is.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is. It is. And I just would have thought that the Storm would be a bit more smarter and not, I guess, make a celebration out of the 07 and 09 premierships, which weren't theirs public. I just thought they wouldn't do that, but they did. So disgusting.
I had a bit of I had a very long conversation the other day with someone, and they were talking about how Greg Inglis is a Melbourne Storm great, and you know what I said to him? Yeah. I said Greg Inglis is not a Melbourne Storm legend, and he said, "What do you mean? He played for the Storm?" I said, "Yeah, when they were over the cap and when they won them comps, they were cheating." And then he was going on about it, blah blah blah, and I said to him, I said, Greg Inglis's time at the Storm doesn't really count because those premierships do not count either. The regular season, they were over the cap. They also lost their minor premierships that they won as well. So when I look back on the career of Greg Inglis, I see him letting South to a premiership, not what he did with Melbourne.
Yeah, and I think as well, Inglis is more known as a South player too. Like he's obviously had a bit more success there and he has a bit more memories there. And at Melbourne, sure, he was good and he actually started off there well, but at South, he's more of an established player there, so I can't say.
He won a legit comp too, as CJ Robinson in the chat. You're right.
Yeah, that's another thing too, yeah. I remember G.I.'s Bunny all the time.
Oh, 100%. All right. It's time.
Ooh,
time for the Breakdown Podcast Game Show. And tonight, It's going to be a very different type of game show. So, hang on a minute. My computer is deciding to shit the bed. Oh, there we go. So, tonight's game show, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a lot different to what it usually is. As you can see down the bottom there, it says ProEnzo Vidz 0 out of 10. I'm going to ask ProEnzo Vidz 10 rugby league questions, and we're going to see if he can get all 10. I'm not expecting him to, but we will see what happens. And obviously, do not reveal the answers to the questions in the live chat, because you will be put in timeout if you do that. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a different game show. So without further ado, let's get into the questions. Lorenzo, are you ready?
Yes, I am. I'm keen to see what they are.
All right. First question for you. In 2006, in week 1 of the final series, the Broncos played the Dragons. Who was the winner of that finals game?
Broncos.
Incorrect. Dragons.
Dragons, really?
Dragons beat the Broncos 20-4 up at Suncorp Stadium. In the old McIntyre system, Broncos were 3rd, Dragons were 6th. And the Dragons beat them 20-4. And then obviously Brisbane ended up going on to win the comp from there on out. So,
wow, okay. That's actually surprising.
Yeah, I know. It is surprising. So that's 0 from 1. So we'll see. I got to try and work out the numbers here. So that's 0 and 1. All right. Hang on. You know what I'll do? Okay, I'll do it like this. That way I don't fuck up the score. All right. 0 out of 1.
Yeah,
all right.
There we go.
All right. Next question. In 2015, the elimination final was South Sydney versus Cronulla. Who was the winner of that?
Cronulla.
Correct.
I do remember that.
Sharks beat South, and then the Sharks end up going out next week for the Cowboys.
At Allianz that game too.
I think it was ANZ. Oh, it might have been Allianz. Don't remember. I don't even have a clue where the game was. All right, ProEnzo's 1 for 2. 1 for 2. Next question. In 2005, the Cowboys played the Tigers in week 1 of the finals. Who was the winner of that fixture?
Cowboys.
Wrong.
Oh, Tigers too.
Tigers beat us by 50, and then they beat us in the grand final.
Jesus Christ. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Barely alive back then, so.
Yeah, I know. All right, ProEnzo, 2 from 3. Oh, no, hang on.
Oh, one, yeah.
1 from 3. Sorry, I got the score mixed up. All right. ProEnzo's 1 from 3. All right. Next one. In the 2010 final series,
well, here we go.
The Titans beat who to qualify for the prelim? I'll give you a clue. They're not a New South Wales team, and they're not a Queensland team.
Warriors.
Yeah, well done. You got that one. You remember that game?
I've seen the highlights before. I think I've seen them on YouTube somewhere. Yeah.
They beat the Warriors, and then they ended up getting. A few of the other results went their way, and they got through. Crazy enough.
Yeah, crazy. They went that far too.
All right, ProEnzo's 2 from 4. 2 from 4.
Not bad.
All right. Next question. In 2011, when the Melbourne Storm advanced to the prelim final, who did they beat in week 1? You want a clue?
I'll think about this one first. Was it? Dragons.
Who?
Dragons.
No, but I'm going to give you another chance.
Okay, yeah.
They're not a Queensland team, and they're not a New South Wales team.
Not the Warriors again, is it?
No, it was the Knights.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
They knocked out the Knights. All right, that's 2 from 5. All All right. Next question. In 2012, in the semi-final series, the South Sydney Rabbitohs eliminated who in the semi-final?
Jesus. Was it the Broncos?
Incorrect, sadly.
Damn it. Who was it?
2012. I'll give you another hint. 2012, South Sydney. Who did they eliminate in the semis?
Because the next week they play the Bulldogs, right?
Correct.
Fuck. Was it Cronulla?
No, Canberra.
Oh, yeah, because I'm at the 8-2. That's right.
Fucking Raiders.
Fuck.
The Faders, I like to call.
Yeah, that's their nickname.
All right. Next one. Rightio. In 2009, the Eels went on that incredible run. After they defeated the Dragons, who did they play in the semi-final in week 2? I'll give you a hint. They're not a New South Wales team.
Not a New South Wales team. Was it the Cowboys?
I'll give you one more chance.
Broncos.
Nah, Titans.
Oh, what?
They
Fuck me.
killed them. I think it was like 35-2 or 35-8 or something.
What a weird scoreline. Jesus.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. I think half time was like 13-2. Something.
This is not looking good. This is looking bad.
I mean, it's your first crack at it, bro. They're tough questions.
Yeah, old, very old, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
all right.
very tough. All right, I'll give you more of a modern day one.
Yeah.
All right. In the 2016 final series, who did the Panthers get eliminated by?
Canberra.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
That's right.
That was a Saturday night semi-final in Canberra, I believe.
I do remember that, yeah.
All right, so you're 3 out of 7. Let's see if you can finish on a better note here.
Hope so.
All right. In 2013, the Newcastle Knights, in week 1 of the finals, they had to go to Sydney and win an elimination final. Who did they defeat?
2013.
I'll give you a hint. They were a very strong Sydney club.
Rabbitohs.
I got to give you a new question now because someone has revealed it in the chat. Bulldogs.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That's what happens when you... See, I told you, don't be writing them in the chat because you will get fucking banned. That's what happens.
Yeah, I don't know why people still do it, to be honest.
Fucking rude ass. All right. In 2014, the Cowboys had a elimination final. Who did they defeat?
Was this a elimination final, semi-final?
Yep, it was in Townsville. Who did they knock out?
Not the Broncos, was it?
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Oh, good. Let's guess that one.
Yeah, we won by I think it was by 12.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
It was like 32-20 or something from memory. That's 4 out of 8. Not bad.
Yeah, that's all right. Better, a bit better.
You're doing fairly well here. I mean, you can still get 5 out of 10. You can still get 5.
That's the goal. Yeah, that's the goal.
You can still get the 5. All right, next one. In 2008, the Cronulla Sharks advanced to the preliminary final that season. Who did they beat to make it to the prelim final? And the hint is it wasn't a Sydney or Queensland club.
Warriors.
Unlucky. It was the Raiders.
Oh, I was going to say Canberra too, but when you said it wasn't Queensland or New South Wales club, fuck, yeah.
Because in 2008, the Sharks beat the Raiders in the 3rd versus 6th battle. The Warriors ended up in 5th, I think, and they ended up making it to the prelim to play you guys.
Yeah. Now that line's fuck.
So that's 4 out of 9. So, I mean, if you get this last one, it'll be 50-50. So it's not that bad.
Yeah. Hope
All
so.
right. Last question. All right. Let me give me a thing of a real good one here. Yep. All right. In 2013, the Sydney Roosters won the preliminary final. Who did they defeat?
Souths.
Give
Oh
you
no.
one more chance.
That was 2014.
Who'd they beat?
Was it the Bulldogs?
The Knights.
Oh, what? Oh, I didn't think
Willie
Knights would be that
Mason
far.
versus Sonny Bill. Remember when Newcastle beat Melbourne in that
yeah.
semi, and then there was
Oh,
Roosters
yeah.
Knights?
Fuck, yeah, true.
Unlucky. So ProEnzo ends up with a total score here of 4 out of 10. Ouch. Not quite 50%, but
Yeah.
you'd be better for the run, bro. You'd be better for the run.
Yeah, I guess it's good to test the history out a bit there, but yeah, I guess an off night, I suppose.
That's all you can say. It's an off night. All right, let's get into the footy preview for the weekend, Lorenzo. Thursday night football at the SCG tomorrow night. You'll obviously be at this game.
Yeah.
The Roosters versus the Manly Sea Eagles. Roosters $1.60, Manly at $2.40. Mate, obviously you're going to be there, back it on Manly to win, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yep, so I'll back the boys here. I'll tip us by, I think I said 4 points, like a closer game. And first try, I reckon Tolu Cola. I just have a feeling he'll score first.
Tolu Cola, yeah. All right. I'm with you. I'm going to go Manly as well. I think Manly are going to win. The Roosters, for me, are fucked. They're fucked. I'm going to go Manly as well. And I will go Manly 1-12.
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. It'll be definitely tight.
I think it'll be a good game. Friday night footy, 6 o'clock. Seabar Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. I might be at this game. I'm still undecided. Me and the King may go up to Robina for this one. Obviously, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics' birthday tomorrow. So shout out to Warriors NRL Fanatics. We might be at this game with him yet. We're not sure. Titans and the Warriors. Warriors $1.35. Titans $3.15. It should be a good game, bro.
Yeah, it should be. And I think this is going to be a very underratedly good game, I think. I can see this one going down to the wire too. But I trust the Warriors a bit more based on this year. I think the Warriors get them here by about 8 points. And first try, I'll go with Dalmatines Lesniak because he's scoring every week.
Yeah, look, I'm going to go the Warriors as well. I think this is going to be a very good game of football. I'll go the Warriors 1-12. I'm looking forward to this. Watch out for Sean Johnson. He loves playing against the Gold Coast. He's got a hell of a record down there.
Good history, yeah, he does.
Good record against them. So, yeah, Warriors to win. Friday night, 8 o'clock out at Penrith. Panthers versus Storm.
Huge.
Panthers $1.35. Melbourne $3.20. Who do you like?
Yeah, as always, it's going to be close again, I feel like. But the way Penrith are playing, I think Penrith, you just can't, I guess, go past it. So I'll tip Panthers by about, let's go, 12 points. And I'll back in first try scorer. I think I said Stephen Crichton for first try.
You know what? Penrith for me would just be way too good. I reckon Penrith 13 plus ProEnzo.
Ouch. Well, it could happen, yeah.
I just can't see Melbourne competing with them. I think there's other teams that can compete with Penrith, and I don't think Melbourne's one of them. So I reckon Penrith win and win well.
Yeah, well, it could happen. It really could, actually.
Super Saturday, 3 o'clock from Townsville, Queensland, Country Bank Stadium. Cowboys, Broncos, the rivalry game. How this isn't on Channel 9 is absolutely robbery, and I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, Val Holmes is not going to be there, unfortunately. But hey, Cowboys, Broncos, what do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's a bit weird seeing it on a sunny game in Towns. Like more, you'd see it more on a night game or like a big game, prime time footy. But
Yeah.
Saturday Arvo, yeah, I don't mind, I guess. But I'll tip. Look. Sorry to say this, but I think Broncos by 2. It'll be a close game, but I think the Broncos' class this year has been, something that's been big for them and their success. They might get the Cowboys just, but I think Cows are a chance. And first try, I'll go with let's go Reece Walsh.
Ugh. How about the odds? $1.50 for Brisbane, $2.50 for the Cowboys. Good value.
Yeah,
Cowboys 13 plus. Get on it.
you reckon? Wow,
13 plus. Bring it on.
13
Fuck the
plus.
Broncos. I hate these pricks. We're gonna kill them. I can't wait. Cows 13 plus. And yeah, look out. Looking forward to it.
That's what happens.
Super Saturday. We have a double header in Perth, which is going to be awesome in my opinion.
Yeah.
5:30 game over in Optus Stadium in Perth. Dolphins Knights. Knights $1.30. Knights at 3:30. What do you reckon? Finns or the Knights?
I don't know if you can classify this as an upset, but I sort of do based on form. I reckon the Finns might get the job done here and defeat Newcastle.
So
Actually,
do I.
yeah. I don't know. I just have a feeling that the Dolphins win one eventually, and they'll be hurting from last Sunday. And I think Knights are due for a loss. I can't see Knights going for more than 4 wins in a row, in my opinion. I'll go Dolphins by 4, and first try Dom Young.
Mate, I'm going the Dolphins as well. I just got this feeling. I don't know what it is.
Same.
I've got a feeling about the Finns. Yeah, Dolphins. Dolphins 1-12. I'm going for it. Dolphins to win. They're my specials of the weekend too.
Yeah, fair call.
All right, Saturday night, 7:35. Also in Perth, South Sydney versus Cronulla. South Sydney $1.20. Cronulla at $4.60. Ouch.
Jeez, shit.
Sharks. They're in trouble. For me, South will win, but I reckon it'll be 1-12.
It's funny. All week I was like, I think this will be a close game. It'll be very tight. But now I've just changed my tune on it all, and I think Seahawks might be 13 plus. Like I just think Seahawks at the moment are desperate for a big win and to help themselves lock in a spot in the finals. So this might be the game where they could explode. So I'll go Seahawks by 13 plus and first try. Gonna back in Johnston.
Yeah, I'm going South 1-12. I think Sharks will be up, but they'll lose. Sunday, 12 o'clock at Combank Stadium. Eels versus Dragons. Eels $1.15. Dragons at $5.50. Parramatta surely win this.
Surely, but the scary thing is might be by 100 too, because there's a guy called Isaac Limy who's playing, and he's he'll kill Ravalawa. He'll be the man in charge on the weekend. I think that having Lumi, it's going to be a difference maker in a big way. So Eels by, let's go 13 plus, but wouldn't be surprised if it's more, because Lumi will score 5 tries, and first try scorer Isaac Lumi.
Yeah, Para will win for me. I think Parramatta by 12, 1-12. First try. Well, obviously Lumi, bro, but yeah, Eels to win. And final game, Raiders and Tigers at Canberra. Raiders $1.30. Tigers at $3.50. What do you reckon about this one? I reckon Tigers are a chance here, but I'm gonna go Canberra 1-12.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was actually so close to tipping the Tigers too. Like, I was very close. I just think there's a game soon where Canberra will drop off unexpectedly and keep going down. And their form last week against the Knights was awful, so they could get worse from here. But it's the Tigers and it's in Canberra. I just can't see how they lose this one. So Canberra 1-12, but only a small 1-12, and I'll go first try scorer. Let's go with Alva Hopewadi.
Yeah, look, I think Canberra will get away with it in a real nail biter, but yeah, Raiders just. But if they lose this, they're going to be doing what the Sharks are doing for me.
Yeah, I agree. I say so too.
100%. All right, ProEnzo, mate, thank you very much for a very good podcast tonight, episode 97. Very good. Looking forward to episode 100 in a few weeks, but thank you very much for tonight. And oh shit, what the hell's happened there? Are you there, ProEnzo? I can't hear a word you're saying. We can't hear you, Lorenzo. We can't hear you, bro. Hang on, bro. Let me try something. We can't hear you. All right, I don't know what's happened to ProEnzo Vidz, but I just want to say thank you very much, ProEnzo, for another fantastic podcast. If you haven't subscribed to us, make sure you do. And we're going to get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, everyone.